Hey, thanks for joining us here on Game Time. I'm Maurice Patton with Chip Cirillo, the high school sports team here at the Tennessean. I'm going to take you through the Division II basketball tournament that starts up Thursday morning over at Lipscomb's Allen Arena. You got semifinals on Thursday in Division IIA, semifinals on Friday in Division II AA, both boys and girls on those days, and championship Saturday with all four games at 1, 3, 5, and 7. Going to start with Division 1A, the semifinals. Division 2A semifinals. The girls got Ezel Harding and Knoxville Webb starting up at 10 o'clock on Thursday morning. Ezel comes in at 24-7. Got a couple of double-digit scorers in Anisha Harmon and Haley Johnson. Knoxville Webb is led by Miss Basketball finalist Micah Sheets, a sophomore guard averaging about 16 points a game. Knoxville Webb has won 17 straight games, and 3 of their losses are to AAA teams, Bradley Central, Science Hill, and Columbia. And they've beaten Ezel Harding twice this year. Handled them pretty well both times, actually, 67-32 and 59-47. So might be a little bit of an uphill fight for Ezel in that one. The winner will catch University School of Nashville or North Point. Those two will play at 1:15 on Thursday. USN, coached by former Vanderbilt point guard Dee Davis, is 27-4. They're led by Brianna Porter. She's averaging about 13 points a game. They had won 19 straight games, USN had, before they lost to Webb a couple of weeks ago. They've won 20 of their last 21 now, so they're on a bit of a roll as well. North Point comes in at 29-3. And your boys' semifinals, Chip, who you got there?
Well, we keep saying Knoxville, they're there again on the boys' side, playing FRA. And FRA, of course, is led by Rob Marbury, 6'7" post, headed for Western Kentucky in a few months, I guess, when he graduates, and he'll senior going out. He wants to go out with a bang, and he'll try to lead them to a win over Webb. And then in the other game, we have BGA versus Evangelical, and that's really a good matchup because BGA likes to go fast. Evangelical wants to go slow, so slow that, believe it or not, their last 3 games were in the 30s. I mean, it's like 1926 basketball scores. And what happened there is real interesting. They had a real talented kid, 6'11", Scal Labasari, I probably butchered his name, from Haiti, broke his leg in that terrible earthquake they had a few years ago. I believe part of the building collapsed on him. Makes a new start in the U.S., and he's a great prospect. Kentucky's given him an offer. Kansas has offered him. You get those kind of schools wanting you. You're an awful good player. But unfortunately for them, the second game of the season goes out with a back injury. So that they have to reinvent themselves, basically. And after a while, I discovered we're just going to have to go slow. Every shot is going to have to be a great shot. So they're going to really frustrate you and take their time. That's why those scores are in the 30s. And so credit Terry Tippett, the coach over at Evangelical, came up here. They lose that star player, but they've somehow made it back to the Final Four. So, and then BJA, I've overlooked them a little bit. They're trying to win their first state title since '94. And Mo will remember this. That was the year one of the biggest prep upsets ever. They beat a good pasture team that had 3 future SEC players on it. So they're hoping that's a good omen that the 20-year anniversary of that they can finally win another one.
Yeah. That is an interesting matchup, and you mentioned Terry Tippett over at ECS, and he's kind of a Memphis basketball legend over there. I think he coached at White Station at one point. He's been over there a long time. He's done a great job. That Knox Webb FRA game is at 11:30 on Thursday, and the BGA Evangelical Christian game is at 2:45. On Friday, the girls' semifinals, you've got Ensworth and Harpeth Hall in a rematch. Ensworth has won both the previous 2 games, 45-42 and 48-31. They come in there 22-2. Kanisha Nichols is a Miss Basketball finalist for them. She's averaging right around 15 points a game. Kennedy Potts leads Harpeth Hall, averaging about 13 points. Ensworth comes in on a little bit of a roll as well. They had won 17 straight before they lost to Brentwood Academy a couple of weeks ago, but that was one of their 2 losses. The other was to Webb back in November. In between, they had won 17 straight. So big Nashville matchup there in that first game at 10 o'clock, and then at 1:15 you've got Brentwood Academy and Briarcrest in a rematch from last year's state semifinals, actually, when Briarcrest had come in undefeated and Brentwood Academy beat them 51-23. Same type scenario this time around. Briarcrest comes in 28-0 behind Jasmine Sincor, who is a Nebraska signee and again a Miss Basketball finalist. Brentwood Academy's 21-5. They've split with Ensworth, Harpeth Hall, and Ryan this year. They're led by Sydney Harvey, who's scoring right around 11 points a game for them. So they've got a pretty balanced attack. And again, that game's at 1:15 on Friday. And the boys semifinals will have a couple of familiar names there.
Yeah, we keep saying Ensworth, and here they are against Christian Brothers in the first semi at 1:15. And Ensworth has had an unusual season. Well, they started out 1-7, so everyone was like, "Oh my God, their dynasty could be over. They're going for their 4th straight title." But then it's become a pattern. The football players are in the playoffs, and then when they finally get in basketball shape, a slow start and then the really strong finish. That appears that's what's happening again this year. They're something like 16-4 in their last 20 games or something like that. And they're trying to become the second boys team ever to win 4 straight state titles. Brentwood Academy is the only other one that did it from 03 to 06 with Brandon Wright, who's now in the NBA. So that'd be a big accomplishment if they could pull that off. And the boys are getting really Memphis heavy. Then in the other semi, we got MUS and Briarcrest. So 3 of the 4 teams are from Memphis. We're used to seeing that in AAA, where you're always loaded with Memphis. And now here in Division II, we're seeing a lot of Memphis teams too.
Starting to trickle down. That's a 2:45 game on Friday, and then on Saturday your games are your Division IIA Girls Championship is at 1, followed by the boys at 3, Division IIA Girls at 5, and the boys championship in D2AA is at 7. So that'll get you set for the Division II tournament over at Lipscomb's Allen Arena starting on Thursday, wrapping up on Saturday. And check back with us. We'll take you through the girls Division I and then the boys Division I tournaments here as we close out the basketball season. Thanks for joining us here on Game Time. I'm Maurice Patton with Chip Cirillo. See you soon.